Okay, the next part of the notes is conjecture. So a conjecture is just a fancy word for a sentence. Sentence made based on inductive reasoning. So they're giving you this sentence right here, and most of the time they're going to be giving you the sentence, and you just have to give examples that support this sentence. So it says the sum of two positive numbers is always positive. So you would have to give some examples of, is that true or not? So first of all, we know that sum, S-U-M, means adding. Okay, so when it's basically saying when you add two positive numbers, you get a positive number. Okay, so you just need to come up with two positive numbers and add them together and say, okay, does it give me a positive? So let's pick two positive numbers. 2 and 8. Those are both positive. I'm going to add them together. What is 2 plus 8? Well, it's 10. Is 10 a positive number? Yes. So that's one example that proves that that sentence is true. Let's pick two other numbers. Let's pick 30 and 45. They're both positive numbers. Okay. Well, what is 30 plus 45? That is 75. Is 75 a positive number? Yes. Okay, so these are just two examples that prove this sentence is true. Okay. Another sentence, the product of an even and odd number is always even. I'm not sure if that's true. Let's find out. Well, first of all, we know that product means multiply. Okay. And even and odd numbers. So even numbers are any numbers like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or any two or more digit number that the last number is one of these numbers. Okay. Odd numbers. Okay, we know the odd numbers are like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, or any like 11. So any two-digit number that ends in one of those, that's an odd number. Okay, and they want us, they're saying, is it even? Well, I'm not sure, but let's do an example and find out. So we need to pick an even and an odd number. So let's pick my even number. I'm going to pick 4 times my odd number. I'm going to pick 5. Okay. Well, what is 4 times 5? Well, 4 times 5 is 20. Is 20 an even number? Yes, it's even. So that is a good example. That proves that this sentence is true. Let's pick another example. Let's pick an even number, we'll say, is 10 times an odd number, we'll say, is 13. Okay, if I do 10 times 13, I get 130. Is that even or odd? Well, look at the last number. The last number is even. So it's an even number, so that also supports this sentence. Okay? The last part about inductive reasoning is giving a counterexample. So a counterexample is an example that proves a conjecture, aka a sentence, is false. Okay? So these sentences that they're giving you are false, and you need to give them an example that proves it's false. So you need to give me an example when this sentence is false. Okay? So this sentence says all baseball fans are New York Yankee fans. Now we know that is not true, even though in like my mind it is true, but in real life it's not really true. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to think of, well, what is another baseball team? Okay, so this part you need to say is true, but that they are not Yankees fans. Not Yankee fans. Okay? So what other teams what other baseball teams, gotta be a baseball team, that are not the Yankees? Well, you guys have one here. The Astros, the Houston Astros fans. Oh. Okay. So this is you just trying to tell these people, you are wrong. How do I prove you're wrong? Well, I give you an example that proves you're wrong. Okay? So this would be my answer. Houston Astros. Astros fans. a specific person that you know who is not a Yankee fan. You could have picked any baseball team. You could have picked the Rangers. You could have picked the Dodgers. You could have picked anybody that's not the Yankees. Okay? The ones for like real life examples are usually pretty easy to come up with. The math ones we're not great at, but we're going to do our best. So this one says the sum of two obtuse angles is always 180 degrees. Again, that is not true. Okay, that's false. Okay. So we need to say, okay, we need to have this part be true. Okay. We still want, the first part needs to be true. The sum of two obtuse angles. So first of all, we know sum means adding. We know obtuse means more than 90 degrees, okay? And we want it to not equal 180. Okay, well, we can do that. So first of all, you need to pick two obtuse angles. So you need to pick two numbers that are more than 90 degrees. So I'm going to pick 100, and I'm going to pick, I don't know, 120, or sure, 120. Great. Okay. And I do need to add them together because that part, like the first part of the sentence, still needs to be true. So I still need to add two numbers more than 90. But what I get, oh my God, what I get when I add them together is 220. Is that not equal to 180? Yes. This is a counterexample because I just added two obtuse numbers that don't add up to 180. Okay? You could have picked any, there's lots of possible examples. So when you're doing the practice, I'm going to go back and grade it. So keep an eye out to make sure if yours is correct or not. But you can go ahead and start the formative.